Hey everyone, my name is James and welcome back to Chippy's Couch. So today, we're back for another round of Terraria Elements Awoken. And in today's episode, because it's a pretty busy weekend for me, things are going to be a little bit faster and the episode's going to be a little bit smaller. And that's because I wanted to come in, regardless of being busy, and give you and myself a daily dose of Terraria. Because that's what it's all about, right? So today's episode is going to be amazing if you didn't see the previous one, because this episode will be about refighting some of the boss fights from yesterday that we failed. So to get you all filled in on what's been going down, I'm sure a lot of you probably saw it, but just in case, we ended up taking down Golem, even though I kept calling him Goblin, and at certain points I called him Golem, but thought I was saying Goblin, and then vice versa. But then we ended up dying to a boss right here called Permafrost. And Permafrost is kind of like an icy version of Sans from Undertale. It's basically a giant skeleton head that follows you around. And it's pretty tough. So I thought I would start today's episode by trying that boss fight. And then we've got the Celestials to do after that. So I'm going to buff up. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to slap this bad boy on and give a few of these out. So the thing with this boss is that right now we have the chilled effect. You'll all know this if you saw yesterday. Appreciate it if you did. But this chilled effect won't go until we've defeated the boss. So we need to take it down essentially. It's pretty important. We've got 2 attempts to do the fight, and I think 2 attempts will probably be enough. The thing I learned about yesterday is that the trick is to actually, let me zoom out all the way. The trick is to keep a very good amount of distance between you and the boss, because it has some pretty long-range attacks, and if you end up getting caught by the attacks, you do freeze in place, and freezing in place will pretty much end the fight, because you're going to get frozen, it's going to attack you, you're not going to be able to move. Look, you all know how it goes. So hopefully all of you are having a pretty good weekend. I wanted to start today's episode by saying something I haven't said in a little while, something I do like to say very often, but it's kind of like falling aside at the minute. I just want to say thank you so much, genuinely, for supporting the series so far, because it's a much smaller mod, and with it comes a much smaller audience, and I can already see that it's not as popular as the last series, but that's fine. I'm really glad that we're branching out and trying something new. That being said, I am very excited for the Calamity Thorium Mage run, but I just want to say, like, genuinely thank you, because you guys are really making 2020 to be an amazing year. Like, we can have a less popular series, and it doesn't matter, because you guys have been so supportive anyway. So I really appreciate it. All the people that get here early, they give the video thumbs up, they comment, they subscribe, they tell a mate, they chat about it, they go on the Reddit, they do all the stuff. I just really appreciate it. I'm very, very, very grateful. And that's what I wanted to say. So other than that, the reason I'm busy today is because me and Courtney are doing a little bit of babysitting, which we're really excited to do. Like, it was us that opted to do it. But because of that, it's kind of like a 2-man operation, you know? It's an important deal. So I want to make sure that I'm not, you know, cooped up in my office too long, chatting away to my microphone. I want to be downstairs, you know, helping out and getting involved, basically. But this fight is going pretty well. I'm actually very, very pleased with how this is going. So I would say that it's going better than yesterday. I decided in the end to actually change up the arena. So what we were using before was just a single row of Daybloom planter boxes. I decided that we should probably go a little bit bigger today, because I found that area to be just a little bit too cramped. So I thought if we have a bigger arena with more campfires, we're less likely to take a bunch of hits. The thing is, I want to avoid the attacks that are so long range and freeze the character, but the thing is, I do actually want to be in a position where I can see the boss, so I can make sure that I'm doing damage, because I don't want to run out of buffs, and I don't want this to go on forever. So, that's not yet. It's kind of hard to dodge those attacks, really. I guess what you want is to be able to just kind of, like, withstand them, basically. So I think once we've got rid of these outer little orbs, hitting the center should be pretty chill. We'll see. Pretty chill. Do you like that one? Little ice pun for you all. I'm not very good at coming up with intentional dad jokes. I really do feel like I just come up with them unintentionally. I feel like a dad really works for his jokes. Does anybody else get those vibes? That's what makes them so bad, because they're so forced. Me, it's just part of my my vocabulary. Okay, so how many cores do we have left? We have one little Orby boy. Can we get rid of him? Yes, please. Alright, so I got frozen then. I'm going to rebuff up just in case. So what I want to see now is that health pool open up. There you go. Right, this is what we wanted to see. This is where we want to be at. So we got a lot of these Orby boys to kill. I'm just calling them all Orby boys. It's not like I'm going to take time to remember their names. Let's be real about it. Okay, so just checking in. Not really too much has been happening. I've just been circling around the boss. But I did think it was getting on a bit, so I'm just going to cut a little bit out. But it is going well. I don't know if I've made it through to the core. Oh, there you go. There's one of them left. Alright, so I'm guessing that this will probably be the final phase. I don't think it's going to do another shield thing. You never know, though. It might do. It would make sense, like one for every quarter of its health. I just don't want to get cocky. That's the thing. I think some of these longer fights, they do cause these moments of frustration. And that's why you end up, like, making dumb mistakes. Because you're like, well, the fight's been going on for 5 minutes. And here I am. I haven't defeated it. I'm just going to get a little bit closer. And then before you know it, you're dead. So the plan was originally... Alright, okay, there's one with 6 cores. So the plan was originally, I was going to do Permafrost and then jump straight into the Celestials at night. But here we are. We've not defeated it yet. So I think I'm going to have to wait for a brand new day to actually do this. But it is going well. Ice melts, but I am forever. Okay. You're basically water then. I guess in a way, water is forever. You know, it evaporates, it turns into clouds, it rains, and the cycle begins anew. The funny thing is I'm 23 now, and obviously you imagine that you probably learn about evaporation and condensation and all of that good stuff when you're pretty young. And the thing is, I remember learning about it and just being so mind blown. And I do literally have these vivid memories of being a child and a teacher standing at the front going, clouds. They're made of water that's always there and it never goes. And it transforms into one thing and then another. So every time you drink out of the tap, somebody else has drank it. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I really needed to know that. Because that's disturbing. I never realized how evenly we're doing damage to these orbs around it. It's kind of satisfying, actually, to see all their little health bars, you know, whittle down at the same time. Oh, so one thing. There's been a pretty great account. I'm really sorry, but I have forgotten the name. That's been reminding me every day since I said it that I do need to make the upgrade to the water bolt after Golem. So I did a little bit of Googling earlier, and you need water essence. Now, you don't get water essence, apparently, until you've defeated Duke Fishron. So it's worth keeping that in mind. I will probably still forget, so I feel like you all need to remind me the day after Duke Fishron, alright? I'm trusting you with this responsibility, and I believe in you. Did this really need another core fight, or whatever this phase is? Did it really need this? The answer's no. I'm sick of it. I've only got 4 minutes left of mana regen, so I actually do need to end this within the next 4 minutes. Otherwise, the rest of this fight is going to be dreadful. You know what? With this fight being so long, it feels like one of those episodes where I go, hey, it's going to be a little bit shorter, and then it ends up being one of those ones that just are just so much longer than normal ones. It's definitely screaming those vibes, but we'll see. Okay, Permafrost, it is 100% time for you to die. You have dragged this out, and I'm having no more of it. There we go. Whoa, this is some kind of Earthbound kind of stuff. Look at that, Permafrost has been defeated. Who are you really? I don't even know anymore. Who am I? Tell me. A simple lost soul? Well, you could say that. You could say that. I love the effect. The path ahead is long. Okay, alright. How long? You are getting closer. Nice. This is good to know. I love that the mod adds its own lore. I love this. I think Calamity should have something like this, so the lore is more in your face. For people like me that can't be bothered to read all the little sheets. Okay, is there any more? Or is this it? I think this might be it. I think it's going to look like this forever. Alright, well no. Okay, well that is now defeated. So with that, we got a bunch of frost essence, which is great. And then we also got a treasure bag, so let's open this up. So we got the 1 Juicy Oranges outfit. So I believe this is the creator of the mod. Forgive me if not. I don't have the best memory. I'm pretty sure it is though. It's beautiful. Can we take a minute to appreciate this? It's gorgeous. I love it. I actually really do like it. So we got the Ice Wrath. This is a bow. We got the Soul of the Frost. The icy power source of Permafrost. 10% increased damage. Immunity to chilled, frostburn, and frozen. And armor penetration increased by 10. So pretty good, I would say. I think we can all agree on that. Pretty good accessory. That armor penetration is pretty interesting. I guess, other than that, 10% increase in damage is like, meh, it's average. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make some more buffs because I am running out of them. And then I'm going to wait until we have a brand new night in Terraria. And then once we have that, we'll do the next part of the episode, which will be the Celestials. So if you are enjoying today's episode, give it a big fat thumbs up. What are you doing? Takes 2 seconds. Get it done. Alright, so we're going to jump into this. I'm really hoping that I can kind of get rid of that negativity that I had yesterday, because I'd love the episode to go out on a bang. So we'll see. Hopefully, I can just stay chill. But then again, I knew going into a smaller mod that if there were any kind of like big issues that I really didn't like, I knew I wanted to talk about them, because I think it's important for these smaller mods to have a little bit of like feedback, you know, from like, I don't know, somebody like me. I don't know. Am I a good person for feedback? I think a lot of people would say no. Let's be real about it. Okay, so it's still got the same issue I had yesterday, where it doesn't really appear on screen. However, I think I'm going to chill out about it. What I learned yesterday, because it's important to learn and to retry. What I learned yesterday is that when it swaps to the second phase, it really isn't worth just lingering around. It actually is worth basically, you know, just flying around. I was really trying to stay in one spot so that I could at least hit the boss, but it never really seemed to matter. The important thing to remember, if you didn't see the last episode, is that that health bar, the 48,000 health bar, that is the total boss, so it has a few different forms. We only saw this form and then the icy form for 2 seconds. Alright, so it's swapped over to the second phase called Nova, and I was really hoping that it might change up its attack pattern a little bit, but it seems to be doing the exact same thing. Unfortunately, this fight has been going on for way too long, considering we've only done a third of its health. So I'll be very glad when this is over, but I'm just kind of employing the strategy right now of just, I don't really know. It's so sporadic. Okay, there you go. That's it. Stay on screen. Be slow. Come on. You're the icy one. You're meant to be, you know, a little bit more sluggish at least. Please. Okay, this one actually seems a bit more manageable. I'm not even joking. Like, the fact that it's even sticking around is great. I wonder what makes it so fast. I would wonder if it's like based on player movement, almost. That would be pretty interesting. But not in a good way. I'm just trying to like give reasons for why the boss is acting the way it does. Alright, so my health is actually coming pretty close to dying. I am going to put this, unfortunately, as the worst boss I've ever fought in Terraria. I feel so bad, but it's so true. I don't want to say it, but it is. I hate every aspect about it. And I wanted to be nice. I did. I wanted to be so nice. I'm a pretty nice guy. I'm not that cynical, but this is bad. Scrap it. Take it out. It's fine. At least it's optional. It just moves like mad. It is. It's crazy. What have you been eating? It's a lot of E numbers. Okay, it's now called Aquila. So this is another phase to it. Don't know how long this will go on for. Not very long, hopefully. Oh my god. No way. So it actually despawned. Well, that is not the plot twist I expected. This is the only boss that's run away from itself. Because that's what's happened. It ran away from itself. Well, I think I'm going to end it there. I think that's got to be it. Guys, thank you for joining me on this weekend episode. Hope you all have a great weekend. And once again, to reiterate, thank you for being here. Thank you for being supportive. I have the best audience going. Right, it's been a little while. I know people have wanted this back for some time to troll the comments. Okay? If you've never been around for this, essentially, you know how you get to a YouTube video and you scroll down and you're reading the comments as you're watching the episode and you're always looking at those top comments. Oh man, it's 12 minutes past 9 minutes in. That makes no sense. James missed a life fruit. Something like that, right? Okay, get ready for this. We're going to write, I can't believe you found a Domino's Rolex on the street. That's it. It's believable. But is it though? That's what it's going to be. It's been a subject here for a while. And imagine the excitement. You get here. You found a what? On the street? I love it. Wreak havoc, boys. And I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.